Admit it. Oh my god! I said a bad word. On camera. My name is a bad word. I don't like my life. Are you okay? I mean, can we get you some help or something? I've been seeing this one floating around on My Story Animated. Hey, can I talk to you about our Lord and Savior, My Story Animated? I react to them a lot because, like, I love them. I love My Story Animated. Are the stories true? I don't know. But either way, I can't get enough of it. First of all, somebody's got to talk to these parents. Why would they do this, okay? But after all, I'm gonna name my kids. I know. That's shameful, right? But Gonzi, did you censor me? I didn't even curse. I swear. I didn't curse. I said so in the comments. I'll link My Story Animated down below, alright guys? Let's just get into this. I'll never have a thing.
I don't know why anyone would name their child a swear word. Clearly my parents were out of their mind when they chose it.
Oh,
and
they actually
because of the
did?
stupid name they picked for me, I've had to get used to the smell of poo. And no, I'm not just talking about when I go to the toilet.
Whoa! That is such a loaded sentence. What's about to happen to her? Did they name her Poop? I'm being 100%. Did they name her Poop? Someone call social services over here. What's wrong with his parents? I know what to name her. Poop. That sounds great.
It started when a French boy moved to our school. The teacher was doing the register, and when she got to my name, the French kid started laughing hysterically.
Uh-oh.
I looked at him and asked him what was so funny, and then he told me. In French, my name literally means poo. As if that's not bad enough, it's also used as a swear word. We were only 10 at the time, but I'd heard my mom and dad.
Oh, I was gonna say. Wait.
We were only 10.
She said we're only 10 at the time. And I'm like, this dude's got a mustache already.
10 at the time, but I'd heard my mom and dad shouting at each other using the English version of the word. It was a bad word. I was so angry. Why did my mom and dad choose such a horrible name for me? Did they think I was just a piece of poo?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, yeah, that's them. Dude, they straight up named her like I named my kids in Bitlife. Oh, I'm getting hot. Give me 1 second. My Story anime just makes me really hot because I laugh a lot. No! Ooh, what should we name our child? Oh, I think we shall name her Poop. Oh, I think that's a good idea. It is, isn't it? I always have good ideas.
For the rest of the day, my classmates called me Poo Girl, and no one would sit next to me. It was the worst day of my life. As soon as my mom picked me up, I started shouting at her, and then I did something crazy. I swore at her. I didn't even care how she'd react.
Oh my god!
Piece of you.
Oh my god! Well, let's hope her mom isn't old-fashioned, because if she is, someone's about to get a Jacksepticeye noise. Ooh, nobody talks to their mama like that? Oh.
And then I spat at her. That car ride
You spat at her? I mean, did you even bother? Okay, you animation. Did you even bother to ask if why? Your mom's just like, I know what I did. You finally figured it out. Like, you're like, I don't know how old she is. You finally figured out that we named you a bad word. Oh no, I do not like that. Spit. It's like when you put these animations in perspective, it's funny.
I just went insane. My mom always told me my name was so
cute. She was like the Tasmanian devil.
It wasn't cute. It was disgusting. When Dad got home from work, I was still shouting at Mom.
Did you spit at him too?
Dad went berserk. He sent me to my room and said if I didn't sort my behavior...
You know, he kind of looks like Jacksepticeye. I know it's his hair, but it kind of looks like a hat.
Dad went berserk. He sent me to my room and said if I didn't sort my behavior out and treat my mom better, he'd send me away to stay with the orphans. Send me there, then, I shouted. Then I can change my name and live a normal life. Things just got worse from there. I hated my parents for this. Now everyone in school knew what my name meant, and kids can be cruel. Every morning when I left for school, there would be fresh dog poo waiting on our porch.
The kids didn't even do that. It's the dogs that went and did that. Even the dogs are mean. So did I hear correctly that the mom was like, oh, I just thought it was cute. That's all. So they didn't even pick a real name. They just picked a random sound in their head that sounded like normal, but it turns out it's poop because that one French kid said it was and everyone believed him. You know, this is kind of reminiscent of the time where okay, for instance, I was in the library, you know, it was the book fair which was awesome. There were spy gadgets, all kinds of stuff. I don't know if you had that when you were in elementary school, but that crap was tight. But anyway, the story, so they were like calling roll call because I guess we were having class in the library, and I remember the library said my name, Michelle. My name's Michael. I don't even know how you messed that up. But they called me Michelle, and everyone laughed. Oh, everyone laughed. They kept calling me Michelle, and then they called me Michael Jackson, and I that made me mad, and I don't even know why. So this is kind of like that. It's like not even that bad. I'm sure her name doesn't just mean poop. Okay.
There was only one kid on our street with a dog, and it was that nasty French kid. For weeks, he'd leave the poo there, but we never caught him. He must have come before he woke up.
Like a little
so one
kid.
day, me and my dad woke up extra early and waited. We saw him coming up the path, and Dad grabbed the garden hose, and just as his dog started doing its business, Dad threw the door open and aimed the hose right at him.
Oh my God.
The water came out so fast.
He creaked it. He turned that thing on full blast and like folded the water hose, you know, so that when the water wouldn't come out, it was ready to go. Die, kid!
He fell onto the ground and started crying. I filmed him.
Oh, is little French boy gonna cry? His dad starts getting all like angry.
And couldn't stop laughing. He deserved this.
I have nothing against French people at all. I just that they kept mentioning French boys.
Crying.
So.
I filmed him and couldn't stop laughing. He deserved this. I then grabbed his dog and said, "If you ever let your dog poo here again, I'll show this video to everyone." After that, he always walked his dog on the other side of the street.
You got him!
And one time, we were playing hide and seek at school. I'd been hiding for ages, and no one came to find me. Then I heard a girl in my class saying, "Oh, hey, Maird, that's not a very good hiding place, is it?" I was so confused. And then I saw what she was doing. She was talking to a piece of dog poo by the school gate.
Oh, so they're not dropping it yet. What's her name, though? Did it actually say her name? What is her actual name? They didn't say it.
When would this end? It didn't end.
Wait, research time. First of all, we gotta see if this story's true, right? All right, this is a little break. First of all, we're going to Google Translate, all right? We can always trust Google Translate for all our needs. I know omelette du fromage from Dexter's Laboratory. I will always remember. Omelette du fromage. It's caca. Okay. Oh, no worse than the kids. I'm sorry, but the word caca is just funny. It's almost as funny as the word dookie. But is her name like Cece, or like, what is her name? French name meanings. Wait a minute. What is this? It says it's Portuguese. Gonzi, can you confirm this? And it doesn't even say it means anything, so wait a minute. What's going on here, my story animated? Are you telling me the truth? Wait a minute, again, this is very hard to read text. This is a Latin baby name. So is it Latin or is it French? Okay, it's extremely hard for me to read this text. Oh, and all of a sudden I can read it. People with this name have a deep inner desire for love and companionship and wants to work with others to achieve peace and harmony. See, I wanted to look this up because I needed to know, are her parents just absolute horrible people that named her daughter Poopy? Or is it like actually something like really sweet and nice? And that is kind of sweet, right? They just never heard anyone say caca, apparently. But you know, I'm just using my detective skills. We don't even know if that's her name. How do you pronounce it? No one says. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it.
It continued, and the jokes were the same every time. So on Halloween last year, I decided to join in on the jokes. I dressed up as the poo emoji and went along with my friend Sarah to the party.
There we go.
It was at the French boy's house.
I'm not saying it's exactly all right, but she's doing something about it, right? If you're gonna have to live with it, and there's almost nothing you can do, you might as well just embrace it. I think that's what most people tend to do, you know? If you just embrace it, then people get tired of it, and then they'll stop calling you. I mean, that doesn't work with everything, but, you know, it does tend to work. Which is why when people called me Michael Jackson, I started moonwalking everywhere, and that showed them.
We knocked on the door, and his mom answered. Sarah was dressed as a cute pumpkin, and his mom let her in. And then she looked at me and shook her head and said I wasn't welcome in their house because my name offended her and her entire country.
What? What kind of freaking universe is this? Your name, which you cannot control? Oh, you are not welcome in this home.
She slammed the door in my face. I didn't get it. I thought if I made fun of myself, people would laugh with me instead of at me.
They're supposed to.
That's not how it worked, apparently. And then the universe decided to play with me even more.
No.
Our art teacher announced a trip to Paris, so now I'd be going to the land where my name was a swear word. Great.
Of course.
I need to change my name. What if they wouldn't even let me enter the country?
Is it that bad of a name? They won't even... Oh, you cannot enter this country. Her name is that? She's basically calling me that. What the heck? Dude, get the heck back on that plane and fly back.
I was thinking that. I went to my locker to get my art supplies. I could smell it before I even saw it.
Oh, God.
A huge steaming turd lying on my books. It looked like a human one this time. I heard of
I know the
bunch
difference.
of guys laughing behind me. I gave them a death stare and tried to use a tissue to scoop up the poo. I wanted to throw it at them, but they ran off.
Oh, God. I would have ripped
poo
those
left
pages
a big
out.
Smear across the front of my book.
I would have threw the book
Gross.
away. I'd be like,
I chucked
no,
all of
it's
my
not mine
stuff
no
in
more.
the bin and was about to try sneak out and go home so I could take a hot shower when the teacher caught me heading for the door. Merid, where do you think you're going?
Wait. Did you just say her name? Dude, what? At what point did they tell her? What's her name? Not once in the story did they ever say what her name was. They tell right then. Wait a minute.
Merid, where do you think you're going?
Merid. Merid. How do you spell that? So her name's not Kaka. Okay, so we've established this. All right, nice.
Too late. I had no choice now. I followed her to class and sat down.
How do you spell her
Suddenly,
name?
the girl next to me started sniffing the air. Ew, what's that smell? She said. I could smell it too. And then I realized what it was. There was poo on my face and in my hair.
How could you not notice that?
The poo off my book. I must have touched my face. Miss.
How do you not notice your hands are extremely smelly and dirty? Are you clumsy? She's like, I deal with this every day. Oh, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for her now.
This Merd smells like a real Merd. Can you open a window, please? Another girl said. I couldn't take it. I ran out of the class and I slammed the door behind me. I could hear everyone laughing. I went home and ran to the bathroom and scrubbed my hands until they were red raw. Then I took the longest shower and decided it was time to change my name. I looked up how to do it online and realized I'd only be able to do it after the trip. I couldn't miss the trip or I'd risk failing art.
But what about your parents? You would have to change your name and then, okay, first of all, they would have to agree, but I think you'd have to get emancipated if they didn't agree, right? Because how else could you do that legally? I don't know if that's, I would guess, if you don't know, getting emancipated is basically like saying that you don't have parents anymore. I don't know how people do it, but basically it's like you disown your parents.
Just have to grin and bear it. The trip arrived. I was pretty nervous as I stood in the line at immigration. When the officer took my passport to stamp it, he stared at my name for a while. I lowered my head,
it's like, this is
for the
it.
insult. But none came. Instead, he started laughing, like really loudly. And then he called his colleagues over. I felt
Why
like
are they
a
so
freak show. And that was just the beginning.
Why are all the adults so childish? What did you say your name was?
Welcome to France, I thought. When we got to our hotel, I went to the bathroom. Suddenly, I heard my name being called, and then everyone in the hotel lobby started tutting and shaking their heads in disgust at my teacher. I even saw a mom covering her kid's ears. Clearly, these
don't
people
listen to
were
that
shocked
name.
to hear an American lady shouting, "Merd!" If only.
It's really bothering me. I want to know how do you spell his name?
They knew it was my name.
Merid?
Anyway.
Okay, all right. We're still gonna use Google Translate. Can I do this? Can I do this? Merid. But stop. Stop. Why is this still getting me? But stop. WhatsApp. I got it. I'm going to create the new best business. It's called Butt Stop. It's like GameStop, but for butts. What do you think I'm saying? Merid. Oh my God. I said a bad word. On camera. YouTube, shut it down! Shut it down! How could you say that? But I'm speaking English, so checkmate, okay? Any French person out there, did I say it right or did I say it wrong? Honestly, in English, it sounds like a great word. I can see why your parents would pick the name. It's kind of a pretty word, but not to a French person, I guess. I don't think they'd be so childish, but also it could just be because the parents were really ignorant. And you know what? I can see why she spit on her parents now.
I was used to this, right? The next day, we went to see all the sights. It was amazing. After going up the Eiffel Tower, our teacher gave us a free hour to do what we wanted. Me and my best friend Sarah decided to go to an art museum. But something horrible happened. We got lost.
No.
Like, legit lost in Paris. We couldn't find our teacher anywhere. Neither of us spoke good enough French to ask for help, and we had no Wi-Fi. So basically, it was a recipe for disaster. There was a man nearby, and he was saying my name. I ran over to him, thinking maybe he was a security guard looking for me. But then I realized he was stinking drunk and maybe even crazy. Okay, yeah, he was definitely crazy. After waiting on the steps for like an hour, we decided to head back towards the Eiffel Tower. Luckily, it's easy to find that at least. But by this point, it was getting dark. And yep, you've guessed it. This crazy drunk man was stumbling along behind us. Picture 2 American girls running around a French street screaming. We must have looked ridiculous.
It'll make him leave you alone if you tell him just tell him your name.
All these visions of us getting kidnapped. I knew I shouldn't have gone to France. And not just because my name is like the main swear word over there. Anyway, he wouldn't stop following us.
I mean, you didn't show any other signs that said you didn't want to go. You said it actually sounded like a fun trip. You didn't, I mean, is it known for having a lot of drunk people around? I'm just curious.
He just kept chanting my name. Merd, Merd.
How does he know your name?
If we weren't so scared.
How does he know your name? She did tell him. She's like, you don't want to know my name is? You'll find this funny. No, it just added fuel to the fire.
It would have been funny, but then things took an unexpected turn. He caught up with us and grabbed Sarah's backpack. He was trying to mug us.
Oh, he's a fast drunk person.
I'd heard about pickpocketers, but I wasn't prepared for this. I panicked, picked something up off the ground, and threw it at him. I didn't want to hurt him, I just wanted him to go away. Only after I threw it did I realize what it was. Dried up poop.
Poop? Oh my god, dude, this girl is attracted. She's like a magnet to freaking poop. Like, even when they're not making fun of her name, she finds poop everywhere. God.
That distracted him enough so that me and Sarah could get away from him. We eventually made it back to the Eiffel Tower and ran into the crowd and lost him. It was seriously impossible to find anyone amongst all those people.
And wouldn't you know it, you're not gonna believe this. The Eiffel Tower was made out of poop. Someone had pooped out of the Eiffel Tower right in front of me. I was devastated.
Our teacher was tall with red hair, but still, I couldn't spot her. Instead, I noticed that everyone around us was giggling and filming something. I stopped for a second and looked around. I couldn't see anything interesting, but then I heard it. Our names, well, my name, on a loudspeaker, being broadcast all around the Eiffel Tower. I wanted the ground to swallow me up. I couldn't understand anything else the announcer was saying. But I figured if I went to the front of the ticket booth area and said, "Bonjour, I'm Merd," they'd be able to help us. A policeman appeared and started escorting us towards his van.
Bro, everyone in France is gonna laugh.
People started clapping and laughing, and they were all pointing at me and flashing their cameras. I had no idea what...
Look at her! Her name's Poop! Wow, she looks ridiculous! She just looks like a normal girl. But did you see her name? It's Poop!
What's going on? Were we in trouble? But then the roads became familiar, and I realized he was taking us back to the hotel. Our teacher was standing in the entrance waiting for us, looking so worried. She kept apologizing for taking so long to find us, explaining that no one would take her seriously when she'd reported us missing, all because of my name. She had even needed to come back to the hotel to get a photocopy of my passport to prove that she really was looking for a girl named Merd. How would I live this down? We still had a week to go in France, and I'd already been publicly humiliated.
You know what? Yeah, she should change her name. If she has to go through this, change her name. Change it. Disown your parents too. My name is horrible. Have you seen the girl with 1,000 letters in her name? I saw that thumbnail too. Who has it worse? I don't know. Should I react to that one next too? Today's Scrub of the Day goes to... Octability. Thank you so much for turning me into one of my favorite memes. If you want to be Scrub of the Day, all you gotta do is subscribe. But don't forget to check out My Story Animated for all your poop needs. That story was really something, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't finish the end of it. So if you guys want to, go ahead and check it out, all right? You should be checking them out anyway. As always, leave some more videos for me to react to down below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.